This is the third video in the Ichimoku series, and I want to kick things off with the disclaimer that all the information I share in this video is for educational purpose only and not meant to be taken as financial advice. With that out of the way, let's get started. As always, I've done some upgrades to the site and I want to go through those changes. So first, on the home page, I changed the font style to italic just to add a bit of character. Again, just purely for aesthetic reason and not doesn't serve any purpose. And on the bottom, I added a disclaimer that the information on this website is for educational purpose only. And again, I think this is self-explanatory for the most part, but for those who don't, I just want to add this disclaimer on the site. Now let's log in and I'll show you the rest of the changes. After you log in, the first thing that you'd notice is that the links on the top left corner in the previous version have disappeared. So there were two links in the previous version, one pointing to Josh's Ichimoku strategy playlist, YouTube playlist, where he elaborates about the Ichimoku strategy. And there was another link that was pointing to my YouTube channel. And those two links have taken out and I've added a single menu which now contains all the links. There was also a link on the top right corner to log out. So that is also embedded in this menu. So if you open this menu, it's a nice little hamburger menu. You can open and close it. And at the bottom, you have this logout page. And the external links, right? Those two links in the previous version, one to the Ichimoku strategy and the other one for the log videos, those are now embedded under the external section. So one points to this playlist and the other one points to another playlist that I created which contains all the logs. So this is the part 3 in the series, right? So all the videos that are part of the Ichimoku series will be part of this playlist, and this playlist is linked here just for your reference, right? If you want to look back at the history and see what changes were done, you can refer to this log. Okay, and you must also see some other tabs over here. One of them is settings, which is not currently active, but in the future, once we add more features, I feel like settings tab might be required. So it's there for now, but it's not really doing anything. And in the application side, you have a few tabs. One of them is snapshot. So the values that you see here, where you can just toggle between different time frames and you can look at different signals. I'm calling it snapshot. Snapshot as in it tells you the current state of the market and it gives you the current, the signals that are available at the current moment. So I'm calling it a snapshot. And there are a few other tabs which I'll discuss later in the video, which I intend to add in the future. And again, I'll elaborate towards the end of the video. Next, I've added support for alerts. Again, this is thanks to a comment that I received in the previous video to enable alerts so that they don't have to sit in front of this tab all the time and get notified if one of their favorite coins get any signal. So I'll explain how to enable this feature. When you click this button, you should see a pop-up on the top left corner. If you don't, click this button right next to the site and you will see a section called notifications, which is turned off by default. And to enable this, you need to enable this and you will see a pop-up to reload the page. And when you reload the page, you will see this notification turned to blue. So that when it's blue, that means notifications are enabled. And again, if you want to turn it off, just click here. And if you don't get a pop-up, again, the pop-up depends on the browser and also the operating system. So sometimes you will get the pop-up automatically. If not, you can just click this and disable notifications. And again, you have to reload the page for the changes to take into effect. So let me turn this on for now. Now you can just leave this tab open. You could be on some other tab or you can minimize the browser and you might be on some other application. And whenever an alert is received for one of your favorite coins, you will see a pop-up on the top right corner or the bottom right corner depending on the operating system. So I'm using a Mac OS. So the pop-ups will be received on the top right corner. And if you were using a Windows system, you would receive on the bottom right corner. And again, it's the location is set by the OS by default, so we don't have control over it. So yeah, that is how we can enable notification. So I'll see a sample notification as an image right now in the video. So you will see how this looks. And you can click this icon to expand on the notification because, at any given instance, there could be one or more symbols that have a signal. So you can see all the list of signals by expanding the notification. So that is how this works. And I believe this feature to be really handy so that, you don't have to, spend a lot of time in front of this tab and only get notified when one of your favorite coins get an alert. One more thing to keep in mind is that the notifications are disabled by default on the Mac operating system. So you have to enable this at the OS level for this feature to work. And you can do that by going into the system settings, notification, and open Chrome. And then you should enable allow notifications on the Chrome application. So for the notifications to work, this setting has to be turned on. That's it for this video. These are the key changes that I implemented in this version. Now, I want to briefly talk about some other tabs that are grayed out in the application section. So these indicate what changes are coming in the future. So I want to add an FAQ section just to briefly explain what the site about and, some common questions that need to be answered. And then I want to implement a change log with the list of changes that I'm rolling out with each iteration. And I think it's good to have a change log. Then I want to implement a backtest module, and this is going to be a significant feature. So with the backtest module, I want the backtest module to be quite granular in the kind of settings you can play around with. And I'm really excited and looking forward to having this backtest feature. That's it for this video. Again, if you have any inputs or suggestions, you can leave them in the comment section, and we'll catch up again in the next video.